there is my new to me surface plate. 2 by 3 foot, 6 inch thick, roughly. It's a ledge plate. And I tried to come up this set of steps. And I thought I was being smart by renting an appliance stall. It was 20 bucks a day, whatever. And I'll tell you, I got to there and I just simply couldn't get any further. I've got a long, lengthy video that I'm processing now. You can see the tire marks. I simply couldn't get it up. It's just too much weight for me to move vertically. And I've got at least 3 steps worth of vertical climb I got to get up to get into my home. So once into my home, there we go. I got to come down here. Excuse the mess. I've got 3 daughters. Come across my nice bamboo hardwood floor. Across my nice ceramic tile. Across some more. Oh, back's a little sore. Sorry. Across my nice hardwood floor. Down my nice carpeted stairs. Again, forgive the mess. My daughters are all under 6 now. Yeah, so come down here. It's not the tightest stairwell, but it's pretty standard. And I've got a bend. Down more stairs. And again, forgive the mess. Did another bend. And into my shop space. So, it just simply isn't going to happen. At least not the way I initially planned. Again, I'm going to shove it underneath that bench for the time being and come up with a stand. I bought some big beefy dollies. I just need to make something. Anywho, plan B. If you come down this hallway, which is a little substantial, I finished this part of the house, at least somewhat anyway. There we go. I'm going to come down that basement window. Pardon the glare, see if I can... Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to come down that basement window. The plan is I'm going to take a couple 2x6s. I know they're not the beefiest thing in the world for 500 pounds, but I'm going to take 2 2x6s, and I'm going to build a ramp that's small enough to fit inside the ledge. And I'm going to come in here. Let me see if I can... Yeah, let me get a little closer. It might... There we go. Okay, so there's the window well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the longest ones I can, which I think are about 15 feet long. And I'm going to build the ledger. I might not need to. I might actually be able to put that right on top of that, on top of the well. But if not, I'll build a little ledger, and I'll hang them on top of that. And the idea is, I only need enough height. I can pop this window out. I've got more than enough width. But the plan is, I only need 6. Well, I think it's 3 inches if it's going to be sitting inside the 2x6s. So I only need 3 inches of clearance to the top of that to the bottom of my ramp. And I'm going to build this ramp. It's going to come down here, bottom out somewhere around there, and I'll have a couple supports, 2 to 3 supports, one right by the window, another one about yay, maybe another one about yay, and I'll build it so it comes together. Now the plan isn't to get it to floor level. The plan is to get it to my working height. So the height that's going to be the size of the cart that's going to get underneath the bench. So I'm going to build myself a little cart. It's going to be, a little makeshift, just for sake of, to get it on something. And I'll put my dollies underneath it, and I'm going to park it underneath the ramp. So as I'm going to control the descent of the plate. I'm going to strap off. I got some pretty considerably lengthy straps. I'll put a couple of them together, and I'll tie up to the truck or something or other, and I'll come down and I'll wrap it around the plate, and I'll control the descent that way. I got the chain fall as well, and also I'll control the descent, and I'm going to land the leading edge of the plate on the downward vertical to the leading edge of my cart, and then I'm just going to push the cart underneath the ledge, shove it out, bring it down, and boom, right on top of it. Dismantle the ramps, and then shove her on down into there, into my workspace. At least that's the plan. Maybe I should mention my first plan was to just put it on a machine dolly and lift it into my house and then go down the stairs. We all know now that wasn't going to happen. So hopefully this will work out. I am determined to get this done this weekend. So I'm just waiting for my truck to come back, and so I can run over to the local Home Depot and get myself some materials so I can build my ramp. I'm going to be spitballing the design. I guess it really isn't all that tricky. I'm just going to get the longest 2x6s I can, and I think I'll probably end up having to tow something against this wall so the ramp doesn't slide out. And hopefully all works out. I'd rather not trash the carpet that I just spent an exceedingly large amount of money on. So there you go. That's the plan. See if it works. I'll come back when I've got something down on paper. Maybe you could just envision it. Maybe I'll just build it and I'll come back when it's done. Okay, so quickly, for those who didn't follow my little walkthrough explanation in my other room there, this is what I've got going on. So there's your window and the window well, and nothing's really dimensioned at all because I'm not exactly sure what I can get. So I'm going to buy the longest 2x6s I can, and the idea is I'm just going to let the angle naturally develop itself. I'll probably add this little piece in here to stop this from sliding out, and I'll support it at least twice, if not 3 times. Again, it's just quick. I've got little cross members in there to stop it from racking. And so the idea is the plate's going to slide down there. I'll control the descent with a strap. I don't have that pictured. And I'll make my little cart, and as it's coming down and it picks up, then I'll pull it onto the cart, drop everything away, and then wheel the cart into my shop here. So that's the idea. Nothing's overly tricky. This morning, I'm going to be taking that surface plate, taking it down this little cleared out area I made, and going down my basement window. So this morning, I'm going to be making myself a little rudimentary cart. It has some 2x4s and some casters. Not what it's going to live on permanently, but I don't have a welder. I don't have access to one at the moment, so that's not what I'm going to use. What I do have are the stairwell that I'm not going to try to move this cart down, because that's just foolish in my opinion. And there's my shop space, and there's the wood I booted out yesterday and I picked up. And so I knew daylight savings time was going to happen, so my local Home Depot, or anywhere for that matter, isn't open up for another couple hours, hour and a half. So I figured I'd get an early start. So what you see, there's a stack of 2x4s and two 14-foot 2x6s. Now they ended up being a little bit shorter than ideal. They don't quite make it up to where I need in the window and touch the floor, and it clips my my ledge here. Let me put my coffee down. Sorry. So it clips here. Honestly, I don't know if I could have bought something long enough to rest up outside in the window well and miss this and still make the floor. Pardon the cat. Get out of there. Anyway, so I didn't need, and the reason for the length was just load. If I had the full length, then the foot of the ramp would be buried into the floor, and I could have towed it into the wall. It just would have been sturdier. But I can build it up. It doesn't need to be, so it'll be sitting on legs. The plan is to have at least 6 2x4 legs, one really close to the wall, one about midway, and probably one near the end. And depending on which wood I've got, maybe I'll add some a little bit more, a couple cross braces so it doesn't rack on me. And so then I'm going to take the plate, get it onto there, use a strap I'll use my chain fall to control the descent. I'll strap it off to the truck down the way. I've got tons of straps, so I'm not concerned about that. And I'll just let it come on down and do its thing. And then the cart I'll make it to fit inside the ramp. So as the plate comes down, it's going to touch off on the ramp or onto the leading edge of the cart, and then I'll just bring the granite in and pull the cart forward and set it on and roll it down into my shop. The casters are brand new. They haven't seen ground at all, so they'll be great to work on the carpet, and won't be picking up or leaving anything. So right now I'm going to get to this cart. The goal is to have it together before the family's up, and then I can start on the ramp. Got some visitors today, so they'll entertain the kids, and hopefully no one will be bugging me and I can get this done. So I'm going to cut away, try some of my coffee, and I'll get back into the shop and make up this cart. Alright, so I've got the bottom done, and here's what I was saying with the overlapping joints. These pieces in the middle really don't do anything as far as load support go, but it keeps everything square. And the other aspect to it is my casters are oversized to a standard 2x4 dimension. So although here it really doesn't matter, here in the length it will. So what's going to end up happening is here are my fixed casters, and I'm not going to put them right at the end. Namely because it's going to land two of these bolts right on the edge of the 2x4. Just around this way, see a little bit better. If I do this, it's going to land two of my bolts right at the edge of the 2x4. It's just going to split. It's going to be pointless. So I'm going to back them up a little bit. So I'm going to center the leading two legs in the center of the 2x4, and then where the other two end up is fine. Now these get drilled out, so I drill it for the inner shank of the leg, and then the flights do all the work. So I won't experience any splitting, but everything's going to be right as right. So I'm going to stagger these back a little bit. I'll do the same with the swivel feet on the other end. My shorter wheelbase this way I'm not concerned about. It was the width. So what I ended up doing is I made this oversized. I believe the inner dimension, or the smaller part of the pedestal of the plate, was 20 inches, 20 and a half inches. I went to a full 24 just to give me that extra wheelbase. I'm glad I did. Gives me a nice wide stance. What'll end up happening is it'll make my top, I haven't decided if I'm going to go straight up or I'm going to stagger the legs in a little bit and then go up and make a smaller platform at the top. I'm not too sure. I kind of want the plate to sit on both 2x4s. I still don't even know if I'm going to angle put the 2x4s on their edge for the top or lay them flat. I haven't decided that yet. I'm going to do this first and cut my legs to length and then decide what to do for the top. Okay, I thought I'd come back quick. Because I never see anybody touch on the right way to use one of these lags. The trick is that you need to drill a hole out the diameter of the shank. It's basically the root to root of your flights. The flights of the screw do the work. You don't want a tight fit there. When you're driving these into wood, all you do is you'll split the wood. It's a very good spike. And so if you try to just do a tiny pilot hole or no pilot hole at all, and you try to slip that into your wood, it's going to crack no matter what. A great example of what you can get away with is, look how far I'm, less than 3/4 of an inch from center to the edge. I've already installed one of the casters, and I'll put another one on in a heartbeat here. But if I tried to drive that in there without the appropriate size drilled hole, it would just split that wood. You split it this way, split these off, and I don't need a lot of holding force here. These wheels, the weight's going to be down on top of the wheels. The only reason I'm using such a big bolt is the screws will go right through the hole, and B is I wanted something that was going to get through the first 2x4 and get into the second one. It just does, just for that extra little bit. My only thing I'm trying to do here is stop the wheels from being ripped out. These aren't so much a concern, but when you get into the casters or the swivels, where it's off center, the load is off center of the holes, there'll be a lot of pulling force this way. So it's good practice to have something half decent in there to stop that racking action. This set won't be too bad until you do this. So anyway, yeah, I opted to spend a little bit on these. I've actually got some of those, I think they call them turbo nuts or what have you. You drill a hole straight through, and you end up using a machine bolt, and it screws into the nut that's got teeth that grabs on the other side of the piece of wood. Too much overkill, I didn't need it. It'd be a pain to take the wheels off without disassembling the whole thing. So that last screw, I'll just use these. But anyways, so yeah, that's just a little tidbit. Make sure you drill these holes the proper size for your bolt, and you can get away with quite a lot. Right? Okay, so it's probably been a couple of hours, and I'm nearing the last phase of this cart. So what you see is the base on the floor with the wheels down, and so there is my top. Now I need to flip that 180, mount it down. Now for fastening the legs, all I did was just tow in a bunch of screws. Not the best. I would have loved to glue everything together, but then you know what? I started to think that this isn't permanent. So why build it permanent? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it all together. Maybe do something to stop it from racking a little bit, but other than that, I really don't think it's going to go anywhere. I don't have any real concerns. So I'll just flip it over. Let's see what kind of camera angle I got here. That's not so bad. Okay, bear with me. So now what I did was, and you might take the brakes off, which yes, do work. What you may notice is it's shorter, well, thinner in stature. Now, two reasons for this. One, I'm going to be coming down on ramps. I'm going to be coming down on 2 ramps, and if I make the whole thing 24 inches wide, then it's going to be wider than the extremes of my ramps, because the ramps are actually going to be guides as well. They're going to sit up inside the ledge. So I can't go too wide. If I go too wide, then I butt up against the bottom of my ramp skis, for lack of a better word, and the ramp won't work. So that's why it's 24. It doesn't need to be, or sorry, that's why it's 20 and a half. It doesn't need to be any bigger than 20 and a half, because, well, hey, the bottom isn't any bigger than 20 and a half. So I'd rather have full contact here. I haven't put anything for it in provisions for height adjustment, level adjustment, sorry. Again, you know, every time I move this thing, I'm going to have to adjust for level, so screw it. I just need it in, and I can add it after the fact. It's not an end of the world type thing. So anyways, that's the way it's going to look. Let me just turn it a little bit here. There, so as you can see, it's full length. It's just shorter in width. Again, that's the full length of the plate. Might as well. There's no point tightening it up that way. And again, like I said, why I made it thinner. Anyways, there's the cart. I'm going to tow some more screws in all the way around. Maybe jump on it a couple times. I don't know, the plate weighs over twice as much as I do, so I don't know how good that's going to do. But anyway, so there it is. And now I get to tackle the ramp. I think I'm getting, maybe it's around 11 o'clock. So hopefully in a couple hours I can get the ramps made up. And maybe pull off actually trying to move this plate with daylight on my side. That'd be fantastic. Oh, one other thing. Overall height. So now I ended up at 2 feet, ½ inch. On top of this is going to be a full 6, right? So that's going to put me to 24, 30, 30 and a half. And underneath my, I don't know if it's in frame or not. No, not really. Just, there you go. Underneath my bench was 32. So I ended up a little bit shorter only because it made cutting the legs easier. The legs ended up being an even 12. And I did this whole thing with my dovetail saw. You might see it. Yeah, you can see it on there. I couldn't find anything else, and I don't have my miter saw. My woodworking stuff's outside tools. I don't have any space or room for it indoors, or dust collection for that matter. So on the downside, it was a bunch of labor, additional labor. On the upside, I can cut a very clean cut with that dovetail saw. So for the most part, it's bang on. Anyway, and everything's true. Nothing too crookedy or rickety. So there you have it. Alright, it's officially the afternoon. There's my cart in all its glory. Very nice. Rolls nicely. Wheels were cleaned before they got under the carpet. And here's the preliminary on my ramp. Now, that looks awfully close, but it's actually going to go a couple more feet away from that wall as I shove it up. You can see the angle on the legs isn't quite right either. So it needs to pitch up about another foot and change. Let me get out of that glare. So it needs to go up. Yes, I'm into the beer. I'm thirsty. It's been a long day. Anyway, so that's got to go up about a foot, and that still gives me the clearance for the plate. And I'm going to have another 1, 2, probably 3 sets of legs on this. And then finally, down here, I'm going to tow something in here off the ski down into the corner. Again, when it's back a little bit more, the angle will be a bit more inducive to right down into the base of the wall. But that's just to stop it from sliding out. I'll probably be able to, let me see if I can get close, I can see if it'll adjust. There we go. Yeah, so when I get it up in there, it's going to sit on that bed of gravel. It looks like snow, but trust me, it's gravel. And I'll probably try to tow in a ledger, but I'm not going to count on that to hold it back. So between that, just sitting on the gravel, I set the legs right here against the wall pretty much, and towed in against the base of that wall there. I'll have the this movement pretty secured. The only real question is racking back and forth this way. Is racking this way. As it stands, I've just got these in here just to hold it together. But the end game is in each set of legs I'll have cross members to stop the racking. And I'll thoroughly test it as best I can. I'm just going to put my drink down here. So, one last time, for those that didn't quite get what I was going to do, I'm going to see if I can set this camera up somewhere. Maybe over here would be better. I don't know if it's going to stay here or not. Look at that. Okay. So what's going to happen is, as the plate comes down, it's going to touch off. It's going to touch off right there. Again, keep in mind this is going to be back another couple feet, so it's going to touch off on that leading edge, and then I'm going to pull the plate down and set it on top of the cart entirely, so that just slips inside there, just like I needed it to. Very happy about that. And so my last set of legs will probably end up maybe around here somewhere, because again I'm going to put cross members on them, so it's going to stop me from being able to push the cart past, but I've purposely built it so I can get it out of the way. And you know, honestly, once all the weight's on the cart, I'll probably just leave it be and disassemble the legs. But so anyways, there's the preliminary. I'm whipping the legs together on now, and I'll shove it back, and there you go, Bob's your uncle. Should be exciting. Stay tuned. Okay, here we are. A labor of love. An extra Home Depot run. But there it is. So here, let me get up here so the exposure fixes itself. So I've got it hooked onto the back end. There's a 2x4 holding across the bottom, holding it to the measurement that I need, and it's hooked on the wheel, or the window well, on the opposite side. That's stopping it from coming forward. I've got 2x4 supporting right outside the door, put 3 feet apart. It goes about 3 feet, another 3 feet, and that's about 4, but at that point at about the 3 foot marks when the plate's going to hit. So I've got some extra blocking in here. Ideally I wanted to cut these to fit underneath, so I wouldn't be counting on the shear strength of the screws, but figured screw it and run out of daylight. It got delayed, so I just tacked these in and then I blocked them underneath, and I screwed the heck out of these on these members. I did that on all of them. I did a little cross here to prevent some racking, and it really shored it up quite a lot. This is open, and with this board here, I was going to toe in to the floor to stop it from coming forward, but it doesn't move. I was hanging off of it trying to get it to move, and it's pretty damn sturdy. So I think I'm gold. I'm going to set up the plate, hopefully. I haven't gotten that far yet. Get my rigging going, and hopefully get this down here within the next hour or so. Tons of video. Stay tuned. So I've made my little ramp. You've seen the pictures of it downstairs. And I've got a 3,000 pound rated strap there. My 1 ton cheapy Harper Freight Princess Auto chain hoist. And strap. The strap comes down to this linkage to my hitch. Now, the only weaky point is this. It's just clasped on there, but I've already got it loaded up enough that it's not going to come off. These obviously aren't going to go anywhere. Now, the other point that people might get flaky on, because this is a flat clasp, okay, I can't hook on my chain fall onto it, so I've got it hooked onto this. But now, what we need to keep in mind here is I'm not trying to hang 500 pounds off of this. I'm just trying to control descent. Between friction and controlled descent, this is more than enough to stop it from falling, and hey, if it's not, it's going to be one hell of a show. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off here, get it going, and right now it's just teetering. It's just, yeah, see, I've just got it balanced. Sorry about that. So I'm going to start off. I'm going to get down a little ways before the camera shot doesn't make any sense anymore. I'll move the camera, and then I'll do the final bit downstairs. All right? Alright, boys, moment of truth. Come on, just make sure no one's downstairs. Nobody downstairs? No? Upstairs? Alright. Everything's clear. There we go. Alright, she's totally on the ramp. Oh, I couldn't have asked for more. That's exactly what I wanted. Nice. Alright. So you can see it in practice. I've made the ramp just big enough to get inside the flights. I guess the only real concern is whether or not it stays like that. I guess it could flare open. Hopefully it won't. Again, I've got a pretty good control here, so hopefully I'll be able to keep it down. Stay tuned. Here we come. Far so good. Just a little tension on the strap. Yay. Okay, I don't want you there. Move off to the side if you're going to be down there, please. Okay.
talking to on the phone?
No one.
Daddy's making a video. Are you making a video,
Yep.
Daddy?
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
The flower from there, I will cut my hair.
Hmm.
I think Daddy just made sure you guys a slide for your house.
That's the fence that, like that.
And he's walking around stopping.
When is Toronto's bottle free?